welcome to another episode of the Produce Department. I am your host, Eddie Dynamite, aka Ed Bradley of the streets. And guess what, man? Tonight I got another good one for you, man. You know, we ain't bringing nothing but giants and titans to this thing here, man. You know what I mean? And in a city where hip hop doesn't always get the mic first, BabyBreeze decided he didn't need a mic. He needed drums, synths, and 808s. He took inspiration from titans like Manny Fresh, DJ Paul, and Juicy J, then flipped it with that Charleston bounce. Every beat he made was a journal entry, a blueprint, a prayer. No cosigns, no major studio magic. Just Fruity Loops, a MPC, a vision, and raw grit. From cranking beats out in the studio to lacing tracks for Mulatto, BRS Cash, Waka Flocka, and more, Breeze became a solid architect behind the soundtrack of a generation. A southern alchemist who flipped pain, hustle, and joy in the rhythm. Tonight, this isn't just an interview. This is a deep dive into the mind of a beat sorcerer, into the lab of a street scientist, into the heart of a father, a dreamer, a warrior with headphones on. Welcome to the show, BabyBreeze.
What's up with you, man? What's up, man?
Man, good to see you, man. What's up with you, brother?
Man, likewise, man. That was a dope intro just now, man. I appreciate that, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, I gotta give your props, man. Your flowers the way, you know what I'm saying, you deserve it, man. You know what I mean? It's the truth, you know what I mean? And like I told you, that's what this is for. You to give props to the giants, man, and everybody that's making these moves. But shoot, I mean, we ain't, you know what I'm saying? I know I got you out here, you're a busy man, so let's kick it off. So take me from the top, Breeze. Tell me about where you're from, and tell me about your home life growing up.
Man, I'm from Mount Pleasant, you know what I'm saying, South Carolina, of course, inside Charleston. You know, like coming up, man, I got an older brother, a younger sister, and another little brother and stuff like that. We all raised up in the same house, you know, going to grandma's house, you know what I'm saying, doing it like how we do it. But I started making beats like when I was 8 years old. My mama bought me a keyboard, and ever since then, I just been going crazy with it. Like I never stopped. That's just something that I fell in love with, and people was loving it ever since I was young. They was like, bro, you got talent, you know what I'm saying? You should stay with this. You should stay doing this. And I loved it, and I had a passion for it. So that's where I started from with it. Right there, off a little Casio keyboard. Ain't got no sounds, you know what I'm saying? Every matter of fact, I lied. Let me stop. Hammerhead. It was Hammerhead. It was a thing called Hammerhead on the computer. I used to go to the library in school. I used to play on that too. So it was Hammerhead drum station. That's how I learned how to do my drums. And playing the keyboard that my mama bought me, I learned how to play the keys on that. So those two things right there.
How old was you during this time?
Right. I started at 8, but I ain't really got the hang of it until I've been like, I would say like 10, 12, like playing on it every day that I can sequence it the right way. Like, cause you know, back in the days, you kind of had to do it manually because I ain't had an MPC. I just had the keyboard. So you had to play everything from start to finish, add on top of, you know what I'm saying, one another. So yeah.
Right. So mom saw that in you to say she was gonna buy this keyboard for you at 8 years old. She saw the music in you, or was just like, okay, it was a gift and you just tapped into it.
Yeah, man, my mom, she the type of woman that anything that her kids was into, she was into. Like she gave us a shot to do whatever we wanted to do, and she know that's what I wanted to do. So she ended up doing that. That's how I ended up getting in Twin D when I was little. Like Twin D Studios, like the first studios I've been to when I was little. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my mom. You know, she put that together too. So she really put me in the studio and was like, "Hey, run with it." She's never once said, "Go get a job, do something else." She's never once said that. She just always supported it. Like she's seen it just like how I seen it. So I guess that's why it worked out like that too. Because 2 powers is better than 1. You know.
Right. Was it any like musical influence in your household? I mean, did y'all do music? Did anybody in your household do music? Is your family?
Badge. When I was a little man, Tupac been the man. Like Tupac been like the biggest thing going on. But I got an older brother too. His name was Barcelona Breeze. He was bringing like the Cash Monies and the BG Chopper City and all those type of records. And I've been little, and you know, Fresh had them beats. And I'm like, man, that's hard, man. Like he used to bring the No Limits and all the New Orleans music, he would always, I don't know how he got them, but he would always get it, and he would bring it back home and be like, little bro, listen to this, listen to this. And I would just sit in the room and I would mimic the beats. I would sit in the room all day long playing over beats that Manny Fresh that I made, or 3 6 Mafia, or one of them boy that I made. I used to sit there and play it over and over and over and over again, but it without it even recording, like without even making the whole beat, like just playing the riffs of, what I'm saying, what's going on. And then after a while, I just was like, I can put this stuff together. So that's how I did it.
Oh, so during those early times, like you said, you were 8 years old when you got this board. So let's rewind it back. Let's not even go. Let's before you even get into the studio between all of those things before your mom. And even I know you still were young during that time. From
Mhm.
the very first when you got this board, what kind of challenges did you face when you first were trying to put this music together? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what was your biggest things at that time?
Trying to get it to sync all together, because playing it back in the day, it didn't auto sync, so your drums will kind of be off a little bit, or you might mess up on the melody. You got to play it all the way over and start all the way back. So it been little stuff like that, and not having like the big keyboards like they had, or having the mic that people had at the time. We poked a hole in the wall and got a mic from I think we got that little white mic from Walmart, man. Like it's a little skinny mic. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had the picture of it out to show you, but yeah, that's what we
I know
did, man.
exactly what you mean, right? I know the
Yeah,
one.
yeah. We started off with that right there. So I was a young dude in the house. We living in a trailer. Got
Mm,
sheetrock on the wall. We done poke a hole through the wall. Got the mic hanging out the wall. Got the keyboard right there. And I
dope.
used to just do that every single day when I got home from school. I would go
Mm,
straight to that. I didn't
that-
even want to go to school, bro. I just went straight to the keyboard all the
mm,
time. Like it's like a magnet or something.
right, right.
You know.
How was the environment? How was your community? Was it a rough community? Was it cool?
I mean, it depends on when you win at.
Okay.
It definitely depends on when you win at, because we in Mount Pleasant, there's stuff going on in Mount Pleasant. People don't think a lot of things going on Mount Pleasant because
Right.
it's it
Hmm.
looks more elegant on that side of town, but it be a
Right.
lot of stuff going on. But if you ride right across the bridge, you got a whole lot of stuff going on, and that's where all the studios was at. The
Mm,
studios was across the water. We had like two of them in Mount Pleasant, but you know across the water where all the studios was at. So we would always be going across the water to the studio. So the environment is always kind of mixed up, got different energies, different people all the time. So
right.
it's just like growing up anywhere else, you got the
Right.
good
Right.
parts and the bad parts. And I've been able to be in the midst of both of those
No,
to
dope,
balance
dope.
it out.
Right, 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 right. That's real. That's dope. So you being young, like you said, you got this keyboard. Now you learn and you're getting better. What type of steps did you do in order to get better at a time? And you being such a young guy, because I mean, at this time, you talking about 8 years old. With you being 8, and we ain't got no YouTube. You don't got none of this type of setup they got right now. No social media. So you basically learning off the fly. You know what I
Right.
mean? So at your process after you started getting better and better, uh tell me what was the next steps with your process. What was your mind state at the time when you making these beats? I mean, I know you 8, 9 years old, you know what I mean? So what's your mind state at this time making these beats?
That's when I wanted to be a rapper too at the same time too.
Mm,
So I was
mm,
kind of making the beats to rap on it. We had a group out of Mount Pleasant, Gorilla Mafia, with my
mm,
cousins and my partners, what I'm saying? We was doing that. So I really was just making the beats so we can have something to rap to, because we couldn't go nowhere else to afford no beats. And I was the beat man, you know what I'm saying? So I would just always make the beats. But to answer your question, after I started to get good at it, I knew I had to get it out. I knew I had to do something for people to hear besides me and my clique rapping on it. So
right.
I was
So,
just
so you,
going.
so you at this time, or you wasn't 10, 11 years old? How long did it take you to get to that point? Is it 9, 10, 11? What's the age of y'all putting together this group?
The group came when I was about 16. I would
Okay.
say about 16,
Okay. So you
16
was
ish,
working, you was
15,
working for a
16.
minute on the beats. You from that age
Yeah.
on. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
All
I've
right,
been doing
all
it
right,
for a long, long, long time.
right,
That's all I really know, bro. Like I
right.
know a lot of other things, but
Hmm.
this is what my passion is at. It
Right,
don't
right.
matter how far I run from it, I'm gonna come
Hmm.
back to it
Most
every
definitely.
single time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, so when you get when you got these when you before you got the group and you said moms took you to Twin D, was this before that y'all started a group that mom took you to Twin D, or was this after?
That was after the group came after. When I first went to Twin D, I was rapping like conscious music. You know, I young and my
Okay.
mama take me to the studio, so I can't go in there with all that shoot 'em up, bang bang, and all that. Like my
Right.
older brother could, because he been already doing that, but I couldn't go in
Right.
there and do that. So I was a little conscious rapper, shorty, man. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
after that, after moms, I done got used to doing it. Now I can record and do all of this. That's when
Mhm.
I started the group. That was in middle school. We
Right.
started together. I ain't gonna take all the credit, but we started it together, and that was in middle school.
Okay.
In middle school, sixth grade, seventh grade, and eighth grade. That's where it started at.
Okay. 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 Okay, that's dope. That's dope. So you making the beats for the group? Was it anybody else that you were making the beats for? Was it any other groups that was around? You know, anybody listening to you, like hearing y'all do your thing, like hey Breeze, let me get something. You know what I mean? Let me.
Yeah, I had a lot of when everything started to get crunching, man, I had a lot of beat sales coming, but it was just two people that came at the same time, and that was Low Digger and Prime Time. I used
Mm,
to schedule my stuff out like to separate everybody out because you know what's going on in the city. You don't really know who beefing with who, so you can't be having two people come at the same time. But it
right.
just so happened them two came at the same time and they did a song together. I produced the beat for it and they wanted to do another song, and that's when I chopped up that Low Digger in Prime Time, Low Digger in Prime Time. Yeah, I chopped it up, and they was hot. So they was killing my beats too at the same time. So when they started rapping to it, a whole lot of other people started rapping to it. So I just had everybody rapping on my beats at that time. So, but Prime Time and Digger, besides my clique, them the first two people that really took my beats and made it to what it was. Like they really turned up on them beats.
Right, right, right. And with your brother bringing that, like you say, your brother was bringing that cash money, and that during that time, sure, you talking about that New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? They kind of had that shit on smash during that time,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So I feel like even listening to a lot of your beats, your sound blend that Charleston bounce with that New Orleans sound, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
was this developed, that this unique fusion that you have with your beats, was that developed during that time, just from the inspiration from your brother, and then just from, of course, from the culture that we live in, you know what I'm saying? What was that, is that sort of that kind of birthed you your beats?
Yeah, it was like all of them in one because I was loving and listening to the New Orleans music for sure. I'm
Hmm.
down here in Charleston. I'm loving the music that we make, and we got our own little bounce for sure.
Right.
And then, 3 6 Mafia, they was getting back. Lil John and Crime Mob and all them boys was getting back, and I was enjoying that type of vibes too. So I was just kind of like mixing all of those in together,
Mm,
and I would just put it all together in the part. And I'll do it my own way, and it'll come out just like that.
right,
I don't
right.
think too hard on it. I just do it like I just think about it like a machine. Like this is what I'm programmed to do. So I just do it, and people just love it.
Okay, okay, okay. So when was that? Tell me, Breeze, when at was it a beat, was it an artist, even in your young stage, not just saying, I mean, not a super, maybe not your placements when you start getting a celebrity artist, but in our neighborhoods we always got these big, these underground artists, or these local artists that's blowing shit out, really really doing shit, you know what I mean? Was there any artist at the time, I mean, even before you got with Prime Time and Digger, because we know the legends of Prime Time and Digger, shout out Prime Time and Digger, but uh was it anybody before that time, that you were working with, or any young legends up and coming that, what I'm saying, really got your name out there and everybody started talking about, hey man, y'all need to holler at Breeze?
Man, I would say I still got to run with my squad in Prime Time and Digger, bro, because that
Mhm.
junk just was so. Soon as I put those two together, it was just like it just took off.
Right.
Like because we were both of the groups was hot at the same time. Our Guerrilla Mafia group and Prime Time and Digger, and I was making the beats for both of us.
Mm,
So it was just always my beats. I had my tags in front of my beats, so people. That's like when Knights of Columbus and stuff like that was popping and stuff like that.
right,
Like
right.
it used to go crazy. It
Hmm.
used to go crazy. We used to have team parties. The parties used to be packed wall to wall, like and all you hearing is my beats throughout the
Mm,
night. That's all you hearing is my beats. So that don't really just catapulted through the city like
right,
that. But I was listening to the people who was going crazy, like Molly Mall, like Pacino Dino and all them boy, like
right,
Fat Boy. Ain't no way you could have denied that music because you heard that everywhere. So that was influence inside of it too. But
right, right,
yeah, it just was
right.
the start of a a new era coming
Hmm.
along.
Coming along, right, right. You definitely birthed that. You definitely birthed that. So, what
Yeah.
was the first song that you got like that? As far as like I said, even we talking before the placements. What was the first song in our area locally that you got on the radio that you did a beat behind
Uh,
that was really getting some motion like that?
I gotta say back again in prime time, a little digger man. They had a cock back song, make me shoot up, boot up, cock back
Yeah,
real.
I
Yeah,
remember.
that song been
Hmm.
kind of going. That one went real crazy, and they got Walker on that. So that song kind of gave me my first actual placement also because they got Walker Flocka on the song. Got to meet him, went up there, everything. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Getting props from him and all that kind of feuded too, because I'm like, dang, that's one of my favorite artists right now, and he telling me like, bro, like you raw, like so yeah, that did something for me too.
What was your process of making that beat during that time? I mean, where was you at? What was on your mind?
Oh man, it just sounded good at the
Mm,
time. That just was the vibe I was in. I can't even remember if I was mad or sad or happy. I just know that when I be making them beats and something agree with my spirit, I
mm-hmm.
just go along with it.
Mm. So
So
you feel like you work off energy with the beats with your
yeah,
own.
and it was my second time making the beat because when they did it with Walker, we remixed the beat, so I made a whole different beat. So it was
Mm,
kind of going off of the first beat,
mm-hmm.
but I had to flip it, and it came out like that right there.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right, right. I know that was heavy. So at the time with Walker, did y'all have to go down there to the studio, or did he come to up here to Charleston?
Yeah, we went down there to the studio, man. That's when we was 263 Records. Shout out to 263. You
Out of
know,
263. Right, right.
Mac, what I'm saying? My boy Willie Willem. They
Mm,
made that happen. They hit
mm,
out Walker. We went down there. It happened so fast, bro. Like when they said it was gonna happen like that, I didn't even believe it because it happened so fast. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like
right, right,
Diddy just had hopped on the "Oh Let's Do It" remix when we went up there to rock with Walker. So he been blowing. He been like.
right.
But yeah, 263. We went up there, dropped the verse. He
Mhm,
came out the booth. He was like, "Man, who made that beat?" And they pointed at me. He was like, "Man, you raw, bro." He gave me his number.
mm,
Told us to
mm.
come on the road with him and doing, what I'm saying, a whole lot of stuff. But sometimes things just don't work out how at
Right.
the time. The
Mhm.
timing got to be right every
Yeah.
single time. Hey,
Mhm,
you can't do nothing without that timing right.
mhm, mhm. That
Yeah.
time, yeah, that time, it got to be 100.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's heavy. So after that, what did the momentum really kick off after that? Or did you go through more artists before it turned up, or did you really, like you said, you already had the whole club? You were going through the nights, you know what I'm saying, at the club, you know what I'm saying. Most of the songs is you bumping. So did it take off after that first setup right there? Because we know what direction went with Prime Time and Dig. And before I get to that, on Prime Time and Dig on their projects, did you do a majority of the beats on their albums? All of the
Yeah.
beats?
Yeah, like 90%.
Okay,
If I didn't do the beat, BB Slim did a beat on it.
right, right.
You
Shout
know
out
what
to
I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
either me or BB on there, but I've been doing like 90% of all of the CDs that they came out with. Like mostly all of them until like after a certain point. Like
Mm.
when they was doing clappery and all of that,
Oh,
that's when yeah, Berg was cooking up them hits over there with them boy.
mm, mm,
Yeah, yeah.
that's fire. Yeah, yeah. That clappery, man. That was shit.
Yeah,
That
them boys going crazy with that one.
man, listen, that took them boys. That was a rocket ship right there. That was a classic. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Shit, you go in the club, man. Shit, they used to. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, the boy go crazy over that
oh
one now.
man. Shit, them gal, boy. Listen, they love that.
Hmm.
But so during this time, uh, were you? I know as you being a producer and you had that relationship with Prime Time and Digger, were you going on the road with them to different spots, or you were just being the making the because you 90% of the production. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of stuff that you're doing. So, or you just were home based with them, or you were traveling with them, going to the shows. What was that relationship
Yeah,
like?
yeah. It was both, but shit, I've been making so much beats a day, bro. Like it
Hmm.
might seem like it'd been a whole lot, but I've been just making so much that I always had beats to
Mm.
distribute and stuff like that. Like I used to have beats on CDs. I used to buy a 20 pack of CDs and have a beat on each CD and go around and shop that to everybody, all my clients that I know. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like I used to make so much beats. So, but I used to go to, yeah, we done been to shows together. You know what I'm saying? Of course, when we went to Walker, we been on the road together and stuff like that. Them boy, my bros, man. Like I knew them boy for a long time. I rock with both of them boy. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm,
that's why I
mhm.
always say shout out to them boy when it comes down to when my beats first started getting like popping out the city, like
Mhm.
around in the city, they
Right.
they did a lot with that. Me and my clique and them boy did a whole lot with that.
Yeah, man. Like I said, and that run y'all had, man, that's legendary run.
Yeah, man.
I
Appreciate it,
gotta,
man.
I definitely got to get them on the show too, man. Because they, like you said, they had a run, and just that connection with you, that's major right there. Because you dropping some jewels on me that I didn't even know. I didn't, like I said, I knew you did work with them, but 90% of the album, I sure did not know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
and
man.
yeah, shit, many bangers on that. Pretty much the whole shit was banging.
Man,
You know what I mean?
appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So after this, was there any artists, any other artists, Charleston artists that you worked with on that same type of level, or was just Gorilla Mafia and Prime Time Dick?
No, another song. There's like two more. Well, yeah, there's like two different songs that I could say that helped me out a whole lot in Charleston too.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is Shice Ray
Oh yeah,
Swerve with
that's right.
Big C them. But yeah, my tag not on that beat, so a lot of people
Damn,
don't
I
know
didn't know
that
you
I
did.
made that
I
beat.
didn't know you did that.
Yeah,
Right.
I did the Swerve beat. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm,
that
mm.
rhyme right there did a whole lot.
That
And
beat hard as a
yeah,
boy. This.
appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Shice Red them. Yeah, I used to when Brad was doing the music, I rock with Brad heavy too, and he definitely got one for me, and they was going crazy for that Swerve, man. And
Yeah,
R.I.P. to Big C,
yeah. R.I.P. Big C, most definitely. Yeah, most
right?
definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, that was shit. That Swerve shit. That was killing. I didn't know you did that, Breeze.
Yeah, man.
I'm saying shit,
Yeah,
Breeze.
in
Don't
the
say no
cut, man. Come through in the
country.
cut with that one. Appreciate that, man. Come
You
through
know
in the
what
cut
I'm
with
saying?
that one.
Real shit. You know what I'm saying? So 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 at this time, um, so when you producing, do you prefer doing in a studio setting, or do you prefer like you got your setup now and being in your home in your own zone? Not saying that you can't be in a zone in a studio, but what's your preference?
Uh, It be different, man. It go off of how I'm feeling. Sometimes I like being at home in the studio, but
Hmm.
then sometimes I like being in the studio working around other people because then you get other opinions. People, a person might be like, "Yo, you should do this like this or do this like that." Like you should take all of that and just boil it into your repertoire, and it makes you a better producer at the end of the day. So
Right,
I like to work in the studio with people, but I don't care where I'm at. If I got to get the job done, I got to get the job done.
right.
I got to
Hmm.
make these beats every single day, and it is a struggle, bro. Like it's so much different than what it was 10, 15 years ago.
Right,
Like we
right.
got so much things we working against. Like
Hmm.
not even working against. You got so many tools now. Like you got AI and automatic tools that make melodies for you. You just can add the drums or something like that. Like it's so you got to be able to produce them beats. If you don't want to use it, you got to be able to produce them beats. Unless
Right.
you're gonna drown, you bound to go down.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. And you got to be able to keep up with that technology, man. Because when it comes to this producing and engineering, that's a lot. It's technology that shit changes day by day. You know what I'm saying? Month by month, year by year. I saw it. You know what I'm saying? When I was deep into the game, is when I was switched from the rapping to engineering shit. I saw it when I was trying to learn. It seemed like I would learn one thing, next thing I know, it's something else I got to go get. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
something else I got to go get. You got to stay on top of it. You know.
always something, bro.
Right. So, do you feel like did you feel like each environment, the studio or the home environment, does it affect your creativity? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can be home, not and like I said before, not saying that you can't do the same in the lab, but sometimes being in that in your own type of energy, you know what I'm saying, you can get that little. You might pump out three ones.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, man, boy, listen, boy, I did something tonight, but these ones here, man, I just felt a certain type of way. You know?
yeah, no, it'd be like that, man. It might sound crazy, man, but you make a lot of hard beats when you're broke. When you
Mhm.
broke and you messed up, or heartbreak, or somebody done broke your heart or something like that,
Right,
man. That's when
right.
you make like your best beats, or you and consistency, man. I feel like when you consistent with those
Mhm.
beats and stuff, you could probably make 1,000 beats, man. It don't matter if 10 or 5 of them actually do something.
Right.
One of them junk is gonna eventually do something. So
Something gonna make something shake.
yeah, so that's why I always be about making them beats, bro. Like even online, if you go on my catalog, man, I just got beats and beats and beats and beats and beats. I just put them up every day. That's how I got pumping with YouTube too.
Mm. Because
So
I saw in an article that you had, I did a little research behind you before I got on here.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I make sure I was good to go. But I saw in an article, I saw in an article that you mentioned that a lot of your placements that you got that came from YouTube beats. That's what I'm going to ask you next. So I mean, how has YouTube played a role in the growth of your career on that side of the game?
man, YouTube is like its own A&R. Like
Mm, mm,
that's why I tell all producers get on YouTube and just put your beats up, even if you got to pay for a little bit of marketing or something like that, like
right.
promotion. Pay for it to get your page running because everybody be on YouTube, man. Like when an artist need a beat in the studio, people ain't out here. We ain't even in the era where people kind of really all everybody got their own producer that they're just only working with. They be in the studio, they need a beat on the fly to go inside there and do some shit. You
Mm,
go on YouTube. So if you making the type of beat that the person really want, that's how you gonna come on through. That's how you gonna get on through, bro. So that
right.
don't really I was consistent with it. And at first it was moving real slow, man. But then I got in the mind frame like I don't care if nobody listen to it or not. I'm just gonna post these beats. I'm at least make one beat a day. At the end of the year, that's 365 beats. So if I put up 365 beats, man, one of these things got to do something. You know what I'm saying? So after I did it for like the first year, I probably sold a couple of beats. But then the second year, it really started to go crazy. And the third year, just keep on picking up and picking up and picking up. So that YouTube, and it all came from YouTube. They'll always write me on Instagram, be like, "Hey, how'd you get that? How do I purchase this beat?" And it comes from Instagram, and I mean it comes from YouTube.
Mm. See,
Yeah,
see. And like I always tell y'all, I know y'all probably say, man, Donna might sound like a broken record, but check it out. This is a community, so this is a place where we gonna teach. So you heard what he said, man. He giving y'all game and jewels. You know what I'm saying? This, even though we getting the life story of the artists that we bring on these shows, I still want you to take these stories and use them as lessons, life lessons for you, for the up and coming artists, and for artists that's already in the game. Because these brothers got information. They didn't touch hands with the grace. They in the industry. They made moves. You know what I'm saying? These brothers that's gonna tell you the the things where they had problems with, or they fell at, you know what I'm saying, and where they can tell you, okay, don't do this, make this move instead of make a right, make a left here, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's why I like brothers like you coming on the show, man, because you've been in the game a long time, and you're very, very educated on the game. So taking it from there, since we're gonna go on segue into that, because this is a good segue. So working with a lot of these artists, I know you already told us about Waka Flocka, but How about any of these other collaborations that you had that with placements? How did those come about?
YouTube.
You, mm, mm, mm,
YouTube once again, bro. Like it's like everybody is really on YouTube looking for beats inside the studio, man. Like your favorite artist, if your favorite artist is, let's say, Mulatto, when they go inside the studio, they're gonna type in Mulatto type beat. And if your beat at the top, I would say the first three. If you can get your beat to be in the first three, you're gonna lease them beats. You know what I'm saying? Off a
mm.
platform like BeatStars. You get you a
Okay.
BeatStars, and then you get a YouTube. You have to post on both of them. You don't just post on one. You have to post on both. You got to get a BeatStars and a YouTube, and you upload daily. When you upload daily, you will be surprised how many beats you will have in a year's time, man. And if your beat is hot and you fire like that, like how you say you fire, you gonna sell beats. You gonna sell beats. As simple and plain as that. You gonna sell beats.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, and then that makes sense to me. You know what I mean? And like you said, you make so much beat, so it's not like you sitting with an artist and trying to craft a beat just for this person. You got hundreds and hundreds of beats, thousands of beats
Yeah,
probably that you got on stash. So how do you determine what beats that you put on YouTube? Do you say, okay, bad, this I feel this one? Do you do 200-300 and you run through those and get the best ones? How do you determine that? You know what
I
I'm saying?
put
Because that
every
seems like
beat up.
you putting everything. Oh, word.
I put out every beat because I don't I don't have placements where off of beats that I didn't really like that that ain't
Mm,
even got that many views on
I was
YouTube, and
gonna
I
ask
end
you
up
that. Right.
and I end up selling a beat for a good amount of money. Like I done made like 2-3 grand just off of selling a beat that don't even do no more than 10K views on
Mm,
YouTube. You
mm.
know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, and I gotta give you, hey, listen, he making money. Y'all popping shit. You know what I'm saying? But you got this. This is a game and you trying to get money with. Did you hear what he just said? You know what I'm saying? 2-3 grand on a beat. You know, it's money out here, guys. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But you got to stay focused like Breeze, you know. So I mean to interrupt you, Breeze.
No, no, you good.
I like to highlight shit like that because that's really at the end of the day what these young brothers, that's what they looking for, you know what I mean? And in order to get it, that's what you got to do. But but you can't, they always want to jump. Sometimes you can't jump over this hurdle to try to get that. You got to go through that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To get through that to the other side. Because all right, so during this time, now this is something I found really really wild that you said, but it was some real, so some real shit I read. You said during the COVID-19 pandemic, you
Mm,
you know there was an increase in the beat sales and placements. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah.
So what strategies did you employ to try to adapt to thrive during that period? Because that was a tough time, and like you said, it was an increase in. I heard you say it was an increase in beat sales and placements. So how did these producers and these brothers shit thrive during that tough time? Was I mean shit, it was rough. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, everybody been at home. Everybody ain't had nothing to do. Everybody wanted to rap. All the rappers could have been home rapping, doing what they do. So drop beats. You had to been consistent around that time. If you making what people want to hear, that was the perfect time to do it. I mean, B stars will go off every single day, a couple of times a day. And if you got to see on B stars, you got like different licenses and stuff like that. Like they got like basic lease, uh, which is gonna be a certain amount of copies that you can play, and they got like the unlimited lease for like $200. So
Mm,
if you got 3, 4, 5 people getting unlimited lease every single day, that's good money. That's like working a, you know what I'm saying? That's like working a good job, bro. Like you
right,
make
right.
that's a lot of money if you can get your stuff to actually do that. And it's possible, bro. Like I'm telling you, I done had times where it would be 3, 4 times a day for a couple of days straight that people were getting unlimited licenses and stuff like that, bro. Like
Mm,
it really go down like that. But you just gotta market yourself to get to that spot.
that spot, right.
And it just was so happened I was making the City Girls came out and they had like a New Orleans type of
Mm,
sound, but even though they're from Florida, so I was able to do my thing and it kind of sounded similar. So everybody was rocking with it. So I was able to get a lot of placements around that time, doing them New Orleans, Charleston slash Florida slash bounce type of music sound.
mm, mm. Yeah, that was That was smart. So you sold a lot of beats during that
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah. That's why I say B stars, man. Shout out to B stars. I don't be
Mm,
saying trying to say numbers just to flex or to shine, because some people on my YouTube channel, they'll be like, man, you just trying to flex. But I be trying to let people know that it's possible because it's really real. You know what I'm saying? I don't
right.
get really real. I made a lot of money in the streets making beats, and I made a lot of money on Beat Stars too.
Mm,
Within the years, I made 100K with, you know what I'm saying, on B Stars, and that's just leasing beats. That's like residual income, bro. You be
yeah.
sleeping in, you waking up, and you already made 400, $500. You from the beats that you just posted that probably was up like a year ago.
Yeah, that's
It's crazy.
man. I'm talking about making money while you sleep. Shit, that's
Yeah.
real. Give a one and another one right there. The residuals, that's a whole nother different type of money right there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Damn, damn. So so doing this, how do you balance your personal life, man, with all the with making these beats and doing all this type of stuff? Because that got to be hard. You know what I'm saying? You set and you working in the lab, because I know how it is trying to balance home life and the studio. Sometimes it ain't always easy. How you balance that, brother?
Sacrifice. I don't really do nothing else except for make beats and be with my kids. I don't party and stuff like that. I don't even drink alcohol, so it
Mm,
really don't be nothing to me to not have to go out, and I could just lock in and work and keep on working and stuff like that. It do be times that I do enjoy myself, and I get to go a lot of places out of town and stuff like that with a label, because I'm actually with a label right now, High Up Records and stuff like that. So we
mhm.
be on the road all the time. So I get to be on the road, but I'm working while I'm on the road. You
Okay,
know, if we
okay,
go somewhere for a couple of days, we hit in the studio for them couple of days.
okay,
I'm gonna still be in the studio putting in work.
okay. How the situation came with High Up Records? Well, how did that go down?
My big homie of mine, man, Robbie Numbers, man. I knew him since I was little. I was signed to that record label when I was little. Like that's like one of the first um record labels. That actually was the first record label I was dealing with, like seriously, you know.
Mm,
And
mm,
we got in a real bad car accident in Atlanta one time. We was out of town, and you know what I'm saying, it was a pretty bad one. We like hanging on the side of the cliff type of thing, like how you see in the movies and stuff like that, bro. Like
mm,
the police
mm,
said that we was the only people that survived it. We was in a van. It was like 12 of us inside a van, and the
mm.
van, yeah, flipped over, and it was hanging on the side of the cliff like in real lifetime, bro. Like I could see the bottom of the trees and all the stuff down there on the hill, because we in Atlanta. You know how Atlanta got them big tall, you know what I'm saying? And we flipped
Right.
on the curb. But after that, we kind of everybody went and did their own thing, and
Mm,
it just circled back around. And I always kept in touch with Numbers. So
right.
he was like, let's give it another run. So now we're
Right.
doing it again, because see, this is what it is right here. High
High
Up
Up,
Records.
High
You
Up
know what I'm saying?
Records.
It's an astronaut.
Mm,
You know
mhm.
what I'm saying?
Dope,
High Up Records.
dope, dope, dope,
Yeah.
dope, dope. So are they based out of Charleston also?
Yeah. He from
Okay, okay,
Charleston.
okay,
Yeah, he
okay,
from downtown Charleston. A matter of
okay.
fact. Yeah.
Bet that, bet. Shout out Higher Records. What kind of who's the artist that y'all working with on the label?
Right now, my brother signed to it also.
Mm-hmm.
My brother Barcelona Breeze signed to it also, but it just now starting out right now. So we done been dealing with a couple of artists and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Okay, okay. I
yeah,
see that.
you're just starting out, so
Right, right.
it's a process doing all that. And Numbers, he rap too, so
Okay, dope shit.
yeah,
Okay, okay. So he putting in work too. You know,
yeah.
I see you. I see. Bro got that breeze, and where y'all get this breeze from? I see you got breeze. Your bro got breeze. Is it something significant behind that?
My father, man, his name Breeze.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
his name Savannah Breeze. Man,
Savannah
he
breeze.
used, yeah,
Okay.
he know how to dance real good, so they used to call him
Oh,
Savannah Breeze.
oh,
And
word.
then my brother came along, and his name they used to call him Big Breeze,
Okay.
and I was supposed to be the last one, so they called me Baby Breeze.
Baby breeze.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
everybody be like, man, why you call yourself Baby Ruth? Did you make that? I didn't even choose that name, man. That's what everybody was
Right.
calling me. Matter of fact, yeah, my boys, or RIP to my guy Speedo, man.
Mm.
Him and Numbers, they used to call me Baby Breeze, man.
Word, word. So that was already given to you for you was even born. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, baby
Right, right.
breeze, man.
So you said, so you said Pops was a dancer, real shit.
Yeah, he know how to dance, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
he's
okay,
swift
okay.
with it. Yeah,
Mm,
he real
mm.
swift with it.
Was he
Yeah.
making moves, or was he? You know what I'm saying? Did he have some gigs going on back in the day? Was he
Yeah,
making?
they say he used to cut out real good. You know what I'm saying? They
Right,
definitely used to say that. Everybody, I ain't met one person yet that know him that say that he ain't been a bad man on the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
Hammer back in the day. You know, so
Mm, mm, mm.
yeah,
That's heavy. That's the. That's even more. You know what I'm saying? You got that music in you. You know what I'm saying? In your blood. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Word, word. That's heavy. That's heavy. That's real shit. That's real shit. Okay. So let me. So you mentioned that your kids keep you motivated, man. How does your role as a father influence your music and your work ethic?
Man, they love it, man. They be like, man, they treat me like a hero, like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I like got a placement like with Funny Mike and stuff like that. Like that's a big influence for them boys. So they like, Dad, you got a placement for Funny Mike? You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Mhm.
they keep me going, man, and they love what I do, and I love that they love it, and I love them to death. So yeah, they definitely a motivation to me. Because I want to give them everything.
Right, right, right. And you're doing it. You
Yeah,
making moves, and you're a great example to them. You know what I mean? Most
appreciate
definitely,
it, man.
most definitely, yes, sir. We got to be as black fathers, man. That's very important. You know.
Important, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. So let's switch gears a little bit. For inspiring producers, you emphasize the importance of originality. So what advice would you give somebody to develop their unique sound when being a producer?
Being consistent with practicing it every day. I
Mm,
feel like it don't matter what you do. If you practice it every day, you gonna form with what you're doing. Like even if I was learning how to shoot a 3-pointer, once I start to ace it, I would be shooting my 3-pointer my way to make it go in. If you understand what I'm saying, you know.
mhm,
So
mhm.
you got to just keep doing you, and don't worry about what the next producer is doing or how he had that. No, you can worry about like, dang, how he had his drums knocking like that or something like that, but don't focus on like, dang, he did his like that, so I gotta do it like that.
Right,
No,
right.
still do what feel good to you. That's what
Mhm,
I do. Do
mhm.
what feel good to me,
Right,
and
right,
other people gonna feel it. Some people not gonna like it. Some people is gonna like it. I wouldn't even want everybody to like it.
right,
Like
right.
then it ain't real, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, it ain't
So,
real. Right, right, right.
so
Yeah, that's right. You want people to be real with genuine what they telling you. You know what I'm saying? Real
right.
shit, real shit. So what common? So you saying that? What common pitfalls do you see a lot of producers fall into when they trying to navigate that same course?
Man, sounding like everything else.
Mm,
They
mm,
be sounding exactly like everything else, and then they don't be being consistent. This game ain't a game that you can just hop in and hop out of, bro. Like I
right.
wish it was like that, but
Mhm,
once you hop out, it's gonna be hard for you to hop back in. Every single time that you hop out, it's gonna get harder and harder for you to hop back in. So you might as well just keep your foot on the gas and keep on going, because it's gonna be hard when you're trying to get your mojo back when you had your mojo in the first place. It's gonna
mhm,
be hard to get it back.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely right. And that's with anything that you do, because you gotta really stay consistent at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I hate to say that all the time because people always get that advice, be like, you gotta stay consistent. But that is like the truest and the realest thing ever. You have to stay consistent. If you ain't disciplined enough to keep on doing it, you're gonna fail every single time. You're gonna fail. You're gonna
Mhm.
fail.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But let me ask you the flip side of this. Now you saying that, now I feel you with that. But what if you got these artists coming in here now? What type of pressure do you feel like these a lot of these producers might be under? Because you got these rappers coming in here saying, "Hey man, I want to beat the sound like Lil Baby. I want to beat the sound like goddamn Raw Wave. You know what I'm saying? I want to beat the sound like goddamn Lil Wayne just dropped a project. I like track number 6. I want something to kind of give me the same type of sound like that. So they sometimes they forcing these copy, you know what I'm saying, this copy
You're
these
right.
beats onto the producers. So how can the producers handle that? How do they navigate the artists coming telling them that and putting the pressure on them? Because at the end of the day, they still trying to sell the beat and they know they still can make the beat. They can do what's being asked of them, even though it's taking away some of their originality. So how can they still navigate saying, you know what I mean, hold up, bro, maybe we can go this direction with it? Or how would you take that direction if somebody came to you and said, walk in the lab and say, Breeze, man, I want I like Big X the plug. You know what I'm saying? I want 5 tracks and I want everything to sound like the sample, just like he do. I want it to sound exactly the same type of way. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm on. You know, you can put your flavor on it, but I still want it to sound like that because that's what they try to say. Put your flavor on it, but they really want it to be just like this. You know. So
Yeah.
how do you take people's artists coming telling you something like that?
To be real, a lot of artists do that all the time. They do,
Right,
yeah, they do that
right,
all the time.
right,
I go through
right.
that all the time. But man, honestly, bro, I'm a service, bro. Like my beat company is a service, bro. Like you ain't gonna see Walmart, you ain't gonna see Burger King turning you down from the way you want your sandwich, right?
That's
So
right.
if you want your sandwich like that, that's it's a business at the end of the day. I
Hmm.
love to do it, and I would hope that your song does go #1 and do the biggest thing ever. I hope it really does. But if you're gonna come to me with that, I ain't gonna fight you against your own will when you coming to me for a service. Because I want you to come back and I want you to hear my beats. You're gonna hear some of my beats that's not on the things that you're telling me to do. And if you like them enough, you're gonna hop on it. But if you don't, I got it right there for the person who's going to. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. I like
yeah,
that.
so
Right. That's real. That's
so
real.
that's what I would do. I would
Mhm.
treat it like a service because they coming to you, they trust your sound, especially
Mhm.
they gonna tell you to put your own little twist to it. So
Right.
give them little baby drums. You know what I'm saying? Do a
Right.
little 4PF melody, and I just put my little twist to it, and hopefully they come back, and hopefully their song go #1. I'm gonna
All
help them push it. I'm gonna share it on my story when they drop it. I'm gonna do
right.
all that to do what I do what we supposed to do. Let's just
Because
hope it go #1.
like you say, you provided a service. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I provide the service, bro.
I felt like that, man. You know, when I had the lab, when I was engineering and had those studio sessions coming through, everybody wasn't the best rapper, but I always felt like, I
Yeah.
still motivated everybody, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna tell them, nah, you ain't gonna come in and record because like you said, I'm still running a business at the end of the day. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know what I mean? I'm gonna do my best to make sure you sounding the best and I'm gonna be as honest as I can, but still, like you said, I gotta give the customer what they're looking for.
You
You know what I'm
gotta
saying?
do that. You
Right.
got to do that.
Right there. That's a dope answer, and that's a real answer.
Yeah.
You know, right? If you want them to keep coming, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
because you never know, like that same person, he may be like that today, but he gonna eventually develop into his own person if he a real
Mhm.
artist. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. So that be on the artist conscious. That be on them, boy.
Right.
Yeah. I here to do with you. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw a little inputs inside. You can either take it or you can leave it. But at the end of the
Right.
day, you will be satisfied with your product.
Right. That's real shit though. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. That's real. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like you said. So I heard you also mention that you want to work with artists like Lil Baby, Drake, you know what I'm saying, even the next plateau. What steps are you taking right now? Even though I know you had placements already with artists, but you know, these super duper celebrities, superstars, what you taking to make those type of collaborations a reality?
Connections,
Mm,
connection, and brand and awareness. Those
mm,
those are two things right there I'm focusing on right now to get to
mm,
that position because I might can meet somebody who knows somebody,
mm,
or I could make my beat be somewhere that somebody could hear it and then they want to rap on it. I just all about brand and awareness and my connections. That's the only way. And God's plan, the
most
universe
definitely.
plan.
Yeah,
That
all,
yeah. So
all,
when all them mix together, then that's
mhm,
what it'll happen. But like I tell people all the time, if it don't never happen, bro, I'm still good because I know I motivated a lot of other producers to spark to do what they gotta do.
right.
I've seen me do things and I've seen people come behind me and do things. Like I motivate people.
Mhm,
I that's what I do this stuff for, man. So I love it. I
right.
don't gotta get another record a day in my life. And that's probably why I'm gonna get it because I don't even it ain't even about that. I just love to do it and I love to motivate people.
Right. Ever since I met you, man, you always humble. You know what I'm saying? Always show me love, bro. Always got that spirit like shit. When I met you, bro, just chopping it up with you the first conversation, like I known you for years, you know what I'm saying? And even
Yeah,
that's how we be, you know what I
yeah,
mean? And that's one thing about you. And like you said, that's the type of things and that type of attitude. Because you got some brothers out here with some bad attitudes also,
mm,
So but that type of attitude that you got, then humbleness, that's what's gonna take you to the next level also. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You know what I
I
mean? Yeah,
appreciate
right.
that too, man.
Just that type of energy, bro. So always much respect and love from me for that, bro. You gonna get everything that you looking for, bro. Because we speak it and we put it into the universe and we gonna obtain it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
Yeah, damn right, damn right.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So so before I go into my next question, because you said something real, and I want to get a more of a definition of what, or your definition of it. You said something about brand awareness.
Hmm.
What's your definition of brand awareness?
Being seen and heard
Mm,
everywhere as
mm,
much as possible. Like
mm,
people knowing who you are.
mm,
You
mm,
know, like
mm.
I never seen a Chinese commercial, but I definitely know what a Chinese restaurant at, and I know what it is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Dope shit. I've never.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. You made a good point with that. I ain't never seen the Chinese food commercial.
I never even see the boy pop gas, bro.
No, right, right.
Hey,
Real
like
guy.
for real.
Boy, you
Shout
said
out to
real.
them boy, but I don't know how they do it. Hey, for
Hey, and the motherfucker be packed in that bitch
real.
too. No
Yeah,
advertisement. You
yeah.
know.
Word, no
Real shit.
advertisement, bro.
Right,
So
right.
branding awareness, man,
Mm,
and you gotta pay for that nowadays in a lot of ways. But there's a
mm,
lot of ways that you don't have to too. If you like a content creator and you can
mhm.
make real dope things, like you know what I'm saying, you can do it
Right,
like that. But that stuff still costs money. But you
right.
gotta pay. You gotta pay. They done
Yeah.
made it that you gotta pay. They ain't letting us get all them views and stuff like
No,
that no more.
right.
Just off the original. Mm-mm.
Nah, because they were winning. So do you trust these these companies? I ain't gonna call them brand companies, but companies like do like these marketing strategies, or do you pay them a little change and they put you everywhere? Do you think that really works? Is it worth that, or you think you should try to do those? Because it's hard to do it yourself sometimes because it's a lot. Because it's so many different sites and so many different things that you got to do, but it's tools that you can use yourself. And if you put the time into it, you can do it. But what you suggest in the days that we have now? Do you think, just like you just said, they're making it hard? Do you think somebody should put a little money into one of these branding or marketing companies to help them along their way? Do you think that's worth it?
I mean, they got certain ones. You just really got to do your research, even
Mm,
with people and
mm,
stuff, because it's a dirty game, man.
it
Like
is. Right,
with this
right.
marketing game, I done got gypped a bunch of times. Like I
Yeah.
done had people that did the right thing, and it helped me a whole lot. But man, it's a
Hmm.
dirty game, man. So you just got to really feel them boy out, look at the reviews, see what them boy done did, and
Right.
and go off of that, bro. Because them boy will get you, boy.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they
Them
will.
boy get you, man. And everything is numbers now, so it's digital, man. So people know how to play with them numbers. I don't know how they do it, but
Man,
they
right.
got people out here that can boop 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 boop, and your
Yes,
jump just,
yes, yes,
it's
yes.
crazy.
Yeah, you go from guys, motherfucker on the page. He ain't oh, look at this video. He ain't got but 6 views here, 6 views. Then out of the blue, motherfucker got 28,000.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
damn, I
No
knew you
com-
did something,
no
bro.
comments, no
No,
comments. But I got no comments, bro. I'm just saying, man. That y'all crazy, man.
that's crazy, bro. Like you said, man, and it's almost to the point like who you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't got that type of connection, because we can look at it just like me and you just said, we know don't make no authentic views, but somebody out the blue, they see that video just pop through their feed, they like, oh shit, doggone, or whoever this
Yeah.
is. You know what I mean? That's
That's one
crazy.
thing I can say. The perception
Hmm.
part of that, it
Right.
is good. If you a person that can do a good man, if you a person that do 1 million views, if you put 2 million or 3 million on your video, it gonna trick my eye. I'm gonna think that's organic because you doing 1 million already, bruh.
Right.
Like
Right.
even if you doing 100,000 and you add $200, but if you doing a little 1,000 and now one of your young just 100,000, you don't got
Mhm.
no comments, no nothing. That don't look funny,
It
man.
look funny, right?
Yeah, it look funny, man.
Right. Yeah.
I ain't trying to do that.
Nah, nah. And you want to be authentic, to be honest, to me, it seems like that's harder for you to. I mean, I know they probably do it anyway, but it seems like it's harder to do it with the beats. They probably do it with the beats, maybe to try to get the attention, but you still got to listen to the beat. Shit, if your shit's trash, it's trash. Ain't no you can put whatever numbers you want to put under there. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I still, I still hate using those words because I always say to myself, even me being a rapper, you know what I'm saying? A rapper ain't shit without the beat, and a beat ain't nothing without the words. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When we talking about a music thing, because most people ain't riding around listening to no instrumentals and or acapellas.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you need both of them together. You know what I'm saying, to make that. And I feel like if you can interpret it, because I done heard beats that I don't like, but I heard the next man come and he jump on it, and I be like, hold up, shit, he done turned
Yeah,
that shit into something special.
yeah,
So just like you said, that same energy that you have in you that you making, I feel like the artist gotta connect that with you, because of some of them be forcing the shit and it don't sound good. I think the artist gotta try to he gotta interpret the what he gotta try to interpret what you felt when you were making this beat and connect it with what he got going on. And I'm not
mm,
talking about a man that's coming with a song already wrote, because you know you got some artists got shit already wrote. I got
yeah.
10, 12 tablets of shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to just try to put some beats to it, but somebody writing something fresh to a beat, I always love that, because I want to try to interpret what this beat says to me, or what I felt like the producer was making. Even though this may not even be what it is, but I can, when I finish what I'm doing, he gonna be like, oh, you know what? I was feeling that type of way, or I can relate. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta kind of synchronize with that shit. You know what I mean? So that goes hand in hand, because a lot of them, man, I, I tell you, man, these and I ain't trying to be, and I know I'm an OG, and I'm a little older, and I love the new music. I listen to a lot of the guys, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes a lot of them, I feel like they don't even damn near be trying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some of that don't be sounding crazy now. Some of it do sound crazy now. I done heard some stuff that be sound crazy,
Mhm.
and a lot of it sound hard too. So to
Yes, yes.
me, it just it's just the same thing. You know, it balances out because it's a lot of whack stuff and it's a lot of hard stuff too. Because
Hmm.
the way that even with production, the way they be having these drums and stuff be sounding now, I'd be like, bruh, how did he get his? How did he get that to sound like that, bruh? Like
Right,
for
right.
real, like they got some people doing some crazy stuff that actually sound hard, bruh.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so
Right. And a lot of shit passing through, you know what I'm saying? Just dropping, coming through, you know what I'm saying? What's the shit I heard the other day? Something about a goddamn ferry. You know what I'm saying? Just
oh yeah, yeah.
but but the wild shit is the beat is fucking is really what's carrying the shit.
Man,
Because to me the lyrics is trash, whatever the hell she's saying. But that beat and just the energy that they got behind that shit, I said, man, that's one of them songs right there to show you, man, you got a good beat and a good strong production behind you. You can take that shit where you need to go. You know?
man, bro. That's why I'm saying we living in the times of the producer and the engineer. If you got a hard producer and a hard engineer, bro,
Mm,
you in the game. Like
mm,
the engineer and the producers are the most important. Not to discredit the lyrics or nothing like that,
most
but they
definitely.
just give you know what I'm saying, man. The engineer be giving it that feeling, that certain type of feeling to it, and the producer be killing the beat, and the lyrics just fit right there perfectly in between, man. So
Hmm.
if
Hmm.
you got a good engineer and a good producer, and you got a straight rap voice,
Yes, yes, yes.
and that's
You
all
need
you really
those
need.
man. You got those three elements, man. You got a hit. I don't give a shit, bro.
Yeah.
The engine and like a good engineer, because a good engineer can make or break you. Because you can have a shitty engineer, and even and the way he can. Because sometimes that's before I even ask that question, because this is another one I want to ask you.
Mhm.
How do you and you being a producer, because I never asked no producers this, how do you prefer sending a beat when you got an artist that's working on getting one of your tracks? Do you send it to the engineer and let them track it out and do it like that, or this is separated, or do you send it to them with the beat already completed, already put together, and you just let them do their thing on it? How do you send a beat to them, or you let them tell you how they want the beat sent?
I done did all three. I
Mhm.
prefer to not have them have the track outs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because every time I give the track outs, there's always something low or something, or they'll
Yeah.
turn your tag all the way down so you can barely hear it or something like that. Like, ain't nobody got time for that shit, man. Like, just leave the shit the way it was and just rock the beat out, you know. So I'd rather just keep it. I'd rather just keep it without them having to have the track outs.
Right, right, right. Because I always wondered that. I say, man, I wonder what producers, because I know these engineers. Sometimes they don't be putting them shit together the right way, man. You know what I'm saying? I see some wild shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I would all that.
and even myself with beat makers that I dealt with, I had a couple send me track outs, and I did it, but I always tell them, man, just send me the beat. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Just send it how you want it. You know what I'm saying? How you got to set,
Yeah,
because
two track. Send me two track.
that's it. That's all I need. That's
Yeah.
I'm good, bro. I don't need 30, 40. I gotta try to find and goddamn scramble to put this out here. Because you know what that also do? They give the artists too much time to tell me, oh, take this out, Bubba, put this
Oh,
in here, man. I'll be in here all
yeah,
night. Man, I ain't
yeah,
nah, bro. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No, you
You
just
know?
need a two track.
Right, and if I want to do that type of work, then I'll get with the producer on my own, or me being an engineer, I can go in there and still manipulate it and do it the way I need to. You know what I'm saying? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Without the artist being there, you know what I'm saying, and give them the track later, because like you said, sometimes that's a lot of work, and who's going to interpret it the same way that you really want to beat the sound? You know what I mean?
yeah. Right, right,
Right,
right. So
right,
it be messing it up, man. I ain't trying to say no track outs, man. I done
right,
had some bad things happen with track outs, man. Like for real.
right, right, right. So you being with high up, is it any besides numbers and your brother, do they have any projects like done that they plan on releasing right now, or is it singles that y'all plan on releasing in the future? What's the status that right with that right now?
Yeah, they got songs. They got songs. They finna release them in a little while. Yeah, they
Okay.
got songs.
Okay.
They just be working and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah, they just putting in the work right now because
Right.
all this is new. Like the rebranding of the high up and stuff like that. Like we just going in on almost just like going in on a year or something like that. It hasn't been a
Okay.
long
Oh,
time.
okay.
So it's
Okay.
yeah, the house still building.
Right, right. Most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah.
So do y'all got an actual a spot, you know what I'm saying, that you got set up for the actual label, or you still putting that together too? Y'all still getting that right too?
Yeah, yeah, we got a spot where they be recording that and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay,
So
okay, okay, dope.
yeah, so they just be putting in the work. We just ain't released nothing yet though.
Okay, 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 okay. It's just a house spot though. You don't take outside artists and nothing like that.
Yeah,
It's just
no, no, yeah, nah. Yeah, man, because man, it be and people be hating, bro. Like
yeah,
you
they
gotta stay out the way, man. When
hmm
you be almost there where you want to go at some time, that's when
hmm
that uppercut to try to come and get you, man. You gotta dodge that uppercut, you know.
right,
So I
right,
like to stay out of the way. Ain't nobody really know where I'm at. I
right.
might be in Atlanta, I might be in California, I
hmm
might be in Texas. You don't really know where I at.
Right, right. You got to you move around. So
Yeah,
you done said that about 2 or 3 times about you got to stay out the way and the uppercut. You had a situation where somebody, because you being a humble brother, I can't imagine you having no, even though we know it's haters all the time, but you having no big situation. But have you ran into a case that you had
yeah,
a major? Tell me
yeah.
about
I
it.
mean,
You know,
yeah.
you ain't got to give me every single detail, but give me the rundown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I done had like beach sales and stuff like that that I thought was like beach sales we've been rocking for a long time, like do
Hmm.
some stuff to disrespect, you know, like
Mm,
you
mm,
know, you can't
mm.
really be trusting these guys out here, man.
Right, right,
So yeah, you can't really be trusting
right,
these guys out here,
right,
man. And
right, right.
you know, when you a producer, especially down here in Charleston, and you making beats for everybody, you dealing with all type of people, bro. Like you dealing with robbers, killers, people in the trap. You in the trap house making a beat. You don't even know when the police could kick the door in, bro. Like you know, you just making beats. I
Right.
done been in houses that I got shot up right after I
Mm,
left and all kind of stuff like with
mm.
this beat
Oh,
shit, bro. Like
right.
it's
Uh,
very dangerous. So
mm,
you can't be accessible. You
yeah,
you can't
yeah.
you can't just you can't just get with me unless I know you like personally. You
Right.
ain't gonna be able to just get with me, bro.
No, right,
You,
right.
and I'm. That's not. Yeah, you got to move. You already got to move like a superstar, bro. You can't just get a person. You just can't like Metro or somebody. You just can't get in contact with them, boy. You just can't get in contact with me, man.
Mhm,
I hard to find. I'll be hard to find. You'll
mhm.
see me. I'll breeze through, but I'll be hard to find, bro.
Real shit, real shit, and that's a good mentality to have. Stay out the way. For your 40 laws of power will tell you that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I stay
You
out
know,
the way.
right, right.
It's more valuable when you see it at the right time. You don't
Oh
see it.
yeah,
Yeah, you know.
you oversaturate something, man. You know what I mean? It ain't worth nothing to you. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So that's you see it rare, or you catch it here and there. What they say that back in the day, absence make the heart grow fonder.
Makes the heart grow fonder.
Right, right, and that's what the same. That's what that means. Stay out the
Yeah,
way. You know what I mean? That make you more. You make your worth, but you all everywhere. They see you 30, 40,000 times a day. Oh man, I'm tired of seeing. I see that man
yeah,
all.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
It be too much, man. You gotta time it just right. You gotta balance it just right, bro.
Right, right, right. That makes sense to me. That makes sense. That makes sense. That definitely makes a lot of sense. So, so with you personally, with you making these beats and you producing, you know what I'm saying, and you've been doing this for so long, is it? And I know, like you said, you're working, you got this new venture that you on. Is it any youngsters that you got your hands on that you working with, that you giving the game to, your sons, or your any young G's from the hood? Is anybody that you're working with?
My dog Papa Bands, man.
Mhm.
Like
Papa
he a lot younger than me, but he
Mhm.
raw and
Shout out Papa
he got
Bear.
it. Yeah, he got it, man. So
Mhm,
yeah, we
mhm.
working a whole lot right now, doing
Okay,
some things right now. I'm
okay,
about to release some music with him soon too. Like,
okay, okay, okay,
yeah,
okay,
Papa
okay.
Bands. So
What about
remember that name.
anybody on the producer side, like anybody just strictly with making the beats that say, "Hey Breeze, man, I wanna know everything that you know. Let me get up under you." You know what I'm
Yeah, I mean, I be getting that a lot, but
saying?
it don't like sometimes they don't follow through. But I done like it be
Right.
certain times where people be like, "Oh, you make beats, mom. My son wanted blah blah blah." And I'll get them a keyboard or do something like that to help get them boy
Oh, bro.
going and stuff like that. You know, so
Mhm,
ain't
mhm.
nobody somebody did it for me. So when
Right.
I ain't able to do it, I do it for somebody else.
That's real. That's real. Same blessing Mom Deuce gave for you, that keyboard. You
Yeah,
you you remember that, and you give that to the next person.
yeah. I give him a keyboard now. I want them boy like I really want them boy to like blow up and be like the biggest. You know.
Yeah, I know you do. That's right.
Yeah,
Right. I can feel that you do. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, everybody ain't taking the time. Someone will be like, man, I ain't got time to fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, yeah, no, no,
that's our responsibility. The next
yeah,
up. That's why I asked you that. Because I know a lot of them coming. I seen them come. They want to learn how to rap. They want to learn how to engineer. But that's the thing. They don't be consistent with it. Consistency is the key. You know what I'm
man. That's the whole key. But it sounds so simple, but it's so hard to do,
saying?
bro.
It
It's
is.
it's hard to do now. But
I,
once you master that jump,
yes.
man, you reap the benefits of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Sir. Even with this content shit, you ain't got to jump out and think you gonna hit 1,000 likes or 1,000 hitting it. Just keep putting up content. You know what I'm saying? That's one dude when I first started this show. Dude told me don't even look at that shit. He said
don't even look at it, bro. Just
just
keep
put
doing it.
content. Yeah, he said don't look at them numbers. Just throw content up. He said that's gonna come later. Just keep doing your content. That's
He
it.
ain't lie. He ain't
Mhm.
lie, bro.
Word, word, word. And, hey, and I'm having fun with it because I'm learning, and I got brothers like you coming. Like I said, definitely showing love on the show, and that's all I can ask for. You know what I mean?
No, no, man. You know
Really
we rock.
what it's
You know
about.
how we rock, man.
Yes, sir.
Been
Yes,
like that. Been like that since day one. You know.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And shit. Hey, I ain't gonna keep you too long. Like I said, I know you're a busy man. Oh shit, it's already been an hour. It ain't even seem like it's only been a
Yeah,
few
yeah, yeah.
minutes.
Yeah,
You
we just running it, bro.
Yes,
I
sir.
ain't
Yes, sir.
tripping.
Yes, sir. And like I said, I appreciate you. You always welcome to come back to the show. I appreciate all the game that you gave tonight. And like I said, Baby Breeze, man, you one of my favorite guys, man. I fought with you the long way, man. You know what I'm
Much
saying? Man,
love.
you always got a good relationship, bro. And like I said, I'm gonna say it again. I appreciate you coming to the show. You know what I mean? Because you didn't have to do it. Like I said, I know you got a lot on your plate, but still, like I said, you find time to still show love, and that's what makes you you. You know what I mean? And like I
Man,
always do on the show, I'm gonna give you the last word, brother.
man, much love to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but love him. You know what I'm saying? I know you're gonna prosper with this. I can see how you're moving. I like everything that you're doing, bro. So like let's just keep it going. Shout out to everybody who rock with me. Shout out to everybody who rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? We running it to the top, man. Consistency is the key.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know. You heard what he said. Consistency is the key. So
Yeah.
hey, I appreciate y'all. Saying y'all have a good night. You know what I'm saying? From the produce department, behind the boards, beyond the beat. We out.
Okay.